Do you have any experience with lion's mane and lion's mane improving long-term memory recall? What's up, everybody? I'm Ryan Michael Ballo. I am your Nootropics information, bearded Nootropics information wizard. That's the new addition to the intro. Thanks so much for watching. Check us out on the web at livecortex.com, livecortex.com/blog. Look, giant blog for Nootropics information, 240-something blog posts, 77 podcasts, all on Nootropics information that folks typically will spend hours on the Nootropics subreddit trying to figure out and can never find definitive answers to. Facebook at facebook.com/cortexstacks is where we post a lot of our content, and you can get a lot of information about Nootropics. Like us there, please. We need your support. And then 6 powerful products support this broadcast. They're nootropic products. Give me about 40 seconds to pitch them. Here they are. Elite level nootropic products. Okay, number one, the Cortex nootropic stack. We've got our own stack. It's called Cortex. We built it for elite level business people to sustain themselves cognitively throughout a long period of a work day. 10 to 18 hours. I was running a company just about 17, 18 hours a day, taking a double dose of a particular combination of ingredients, which was a stack. Then I formulated that into a pre-made nootropic stack. It's called Cortex, sells in 12 countries, is pretty powerful according to our customers. Get that at livecortex.com. Coupon code 5, get you $5 off Cortex all the time. If you need my help personally in anything related to nootropics, we have a consulting service. It's a 40-minute call with me, 15 additional email correspondences. And if you are new to nootropics, we wrote a book for you. It's called Smarter, Better, Faster. It is digital, and you can download it right now. It'll teach you everything you need to know about nootropics. You got to read the book if you have questions. Okay, so I got an email from a user that says the following. Hey, Ryan, thanks so much for all you do. Really appreciate the YouTube channel. Learn a lot from all of your stuff. I have been experiencing some memory loss, long-term memory loss, particularly, and I've been interested in nootropics to try to remedy it. Nothing so far has worked significantly well for me, but I've only tried, he's got like herbs in here, ginkgo biloba, bacopa monnieri, and he's got like a few other Ayurvedic herbs. One of them is ashwagandha, which is kind of more of like a stress-reducing compound. I came across lion's mane on the web and read that it might be able to enhance nerve growth factor in the brain, and particularly in the hippocampus, and was wondering what your take is on this regarding long-term memory. Thanks so much for your work. Watch all your videos every day. Thanks so much for your stuff. Okay, so yeah, the answer to that question is, I can only say this, that there are demonstrated clinical studies on lion's mane mushroom, which is a mushroom, that it like sort of, it enhances the signaling of nerve growth factor, and does so in various regions of the brain, and certainly the hippocampus, which we know is involved in both encoding memory and retrieving memory from your brain, retrieving long-term memory. So that's kind of the one thing. So mechanistically, the answer to your question of whether or not lion's mane would be a good strategy to try to remember stuff that might have happened quite some time ago in your life and to be able to recall it, the answer to that proposition of that inquisition is yes. Lion's mane mechanistically seems like it'd be a great choice for that. But I do have experience taking lion's mane for that very purpose, and here's what it is. You may recall, if you've watched our channel for any appreciable amount of time, that I talked about how I took lion's mane for about a month and some change, and then it was probably 3 weeks in, I started to remember things. Like, I'd wake up in the morning, and then throughout the day, I would randomly remember things that were going on that happened when I was between 6 and 15, when I was like skateboarding in New Jersey with my friends that I had back then. Like, I'd remember their names. I'd remember the like, we had this one place called the Foundation, which was it was essentially a house that was attempted to be built, and that somehow financially probably something fell through on it, and the house never was built. But there was a literal cement foundation where there was many layers. There was a long slab of concrete, then a big 3-foot drop, and then a long slab of concrete, and then a big 3-foot drop, and then a long slab of concrete on this thing called the Foundation. And that was perfect. Like, skateboarders, that's perfect for skateboarders. So we would go there and like kick flip and 360 flip and all kind of different skateboarding tricks on this thing called the Foundation. It was like legit, we made it a skate park. And I haven't thought about the Foundation, with my friend Mike. This was Mike Molosky and my other friend Caleb, and all these dudes that I never would have remembered their names. Like I haven't thought about their names in, I mean, honestly, fucking like 20 years I haven't thought about their names. That when I was taking lion's mane for about a month and 2 weeks straight every day, 300 to 500 milligrams, that I started to randomly have thoughts about some of this stuff, and all of the memories were super easy for me. So that my anecdotal tells me, so mechanistically, yes, lion's mane mushroom should, via enhancing nerve growth factor signaling in regions of the brain that have to do with memory encoding and long-term memory retrieval, should allow you to remember stuff that you ordinarily or otherwise wouldn't be able to remember from perhaps a significant quantity of years ago, mechanistically. And then my own personal experience is that I remembered stuff when I was like a 6 to 15-year-old kid skateboarding in New Jersey with friends, to include friends' names who I'd forgotten over the years, after taking lion's mane for a month and 2 weeks. Okay, so that's my anecdotal. That's my response to that. Again, the dose range, I mean, really I'd stick with 300 to 500 milligrams of lion's mane once a day. I know people who have taken significantly more than that and have not run into side effects. I've never run into any substantial side effects taking lion's mane. There's like minor increases in certain neurotransmitters, acetylcholine included, when you take it, but not to the extent that's similar to something like a cholinergic precursor and an acetylcholine precursor like alpha GPC or CDP-choline, which would then go create a whole bunch like raw acetylcholine in the brain for the brain to then sort of figure out how to work with, which isn't always the best idea. It sort of marginally increases the quantity of those neurotransmitters. And so that's why it's pretty cool. So if you're looking for a nootropic to take that enhances neurological functioning demonstratively via clinical studies, that is subtle and not overt, so that you don't run into super quantities of side effects. More quantities, probably like 6 times right now. That's the last time I'll ever use it. That's the last time I'll use it in this video. Then the lion's mane mushroom would probably be a good option for you. So thanks so much for emailing me, Ryan@livecortex.com, if you have any questions about any of this stuff. I love answering these questions on air. I think that gives people a lot of value, and that is just the gist of it. If you need my help personally on any of this stuff, we've got a consulting service at livecortex.com. It's a 40-minute call with me, 15 additional email correspondences. We do a significant amount, I didn't say quantity, of them per day, because we help everybody from Fortune 500 business professionals to artists to get good brain performance and understand nootropics with that consulting service. If you want to try our stack, we've got a stack that's called Cortex. It's significantly powerful. We built it for elite level business people. Right now, coupon code 5, F-I-V-E, at livecortex.com gets you Cortex for $27. And if you're new to nootropics and you sort of need to understand basic terminology, significantly powerful nootropic stacks to take that have been tested and work well with a lot of people, but just generally want to learn how nootropics work so that you're not reading the nootropic subreddit and being confused and understand like, what the hell's going on. Like, all the nootropics information is super disparate. We wrote a book specifically for that. It's called Smarter, Better, Faster: How to Surgically Use Nootropics for Total Mental Dominance. You can download it for like any device you have and start reading it right away. Get the stuff at livecortex.com. We got some other pretty cool nootropic products that I'll explain here in a second. And thanks so much for watching. What's up, everybody? Ryan Michael Balla here. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Look, we've got, as it stands, 5 primary products that I want to just explain to you. You heard us mention them during the video, so I'm going to break them down. Number 1, from left to right, the Cortex Nootropic Stack. This is a cognitive enhancement stack that you really want to take to turn the lights on. Just to give you an idea, hardcore business folks that require 18 to 20 hours of brain function take the Cortex Stack. That's what we initially designed it for, but then like everybody in the nootropic sphere loved it. Verbal fluency, speed of processing, motivation, drive to want to work. That's what the Cortex Stack does. Moving right along, the aniracetam guide there, that is called the Beginner's Guide to Aniracetam, breaks down 25 powerful aniracetam stacks, shows you how to use aniracetam. It's essentially the everything guide to aniracetam. Long demanded, folks asked us for it. We delivered. It is fully digital, lots of powerful stacks. And then there's the nootropic stack for the business professional. That's basically 100, right around 100 powerful uridine, modafinil, theacrine, aniracetam, oxiracetam, phenylpiracetam, alcar stacks for business situations, for the type of brain states that business folks need for sustained performance. Next is the Racetam God Guide. That is a high-level every Racetam guide, digital guide. We've got all the major Racetams with accompanying focus stacks and memory stacks and speed of processing stacks. in that racetam. There's 8 major nootropic racetams, and that guide explains all of them and accompanying stacks. Then there's the NuPep Pro Stack List. The NuPep Pro Stack List is a digital guide that explains oral, so just taking it by mouth, sublingual, taking it under the tongue, and then intranasal, spraying NuPep nasal spray in your nose, stacks. It's just a bunch of stacks, a giant stack list of NuPep stacks that are highly effective, pro-level, specific brain state inducing type of NuPep stacks. That thing has been a hit out there with the market. And then last, there's Smarter, Better, Faster. Smarter, Better, Faster is the all-around, everything nootropics digital guide. If you just want to learn everything, many racetams, modafinil, etc., get Smarter, Better, Faster. It's like the guide you need to know if you're new to nootropics to learn basically everything and to walk away knowing what you need to know on nootropics. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Get this stuff at livecortex.com and rock on.